Hello everyone, it's Danielle and welcome to my channel. Today I have a summer theme card design for you. It's actually a video I recorded and edited last summer, but I never got around to doing the voiceover. I thought it would be a good time to share since summer is near. And last week I shared an ice cream video or ice cream card, and I was using lawn fawn stamps. Today's card is an ice cream card, and I'm using lawn fawn stamps. Both cards were summer themes. They're the mini stamp sets that Lawn Fawn offers, and you can get a lot out of those little stamp sets. So I hope that it offers you a few ideas. The techniques I'm using are Copic coloring and distress ink blending techniques. So all of the products I use will be in my coordinating blog post, and that link to that blog post will be in the description of this video. I'd love to have you as a subscriber, so please hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I drop a video. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you and welcome back. All right, as you see, I'm well into my Copic coloring, and for the most part, it's simple Copic coloring. I'm doing shading on the ice cream tubs, and I start with my lightest tone, medium, and then my dark tones. For the ice cream flavors, I just use that single color, and I go across the entire, or I just use single coloring for each of the flavors. So now I'm going to mask my project so I can do a little distress ink blending, and I'm going to be using a stencil as well. Later you'll notice that I'm going to put on an additional piece of that masking tape because when I take the top off of the ink, you'll notice I put it right on my project and it caused a little smudge there. And in the end, I wind up trimming it down and adding it as a a panel layer onto the card base. When initially I wanted to have it as one layer, but you know, you have to go along with and do workarounds with the mistakes that you make. So I'm ink blending, distress ink blending. I'm using spice marmalade, cracked pistachio, and I can't read the red, but I'll have all of the colors that I use in my coordinating blog post, and it'll be in the a link will be in the description of this video. So I'm trying to blend the ink. I have my little masks that I made for the ice cream. I think later on I decided to cut out a third one, so when I use the stencil, I don't have to continuously have to take one mask off to cover it. So I just made a third one. And it's pretty simple ink blending. So you continue to just apply ink. I use a light hand and I just blend it out. And I just stay with that process and just trust that in the end, once the ink starts to dry, it'll blend and it'll be vibrant. Now I'm using the stencil and I'm going over using the same color that I initially put down, but I'm just using the stencil and using a little, not much, but a heavier hand so you can see the background. And then the magic that everyone loves when you use masking, when you do the reveal. And for some reason, I forgot to color the little banners right there. So I'm going back in and just adding a little bit of color. And then off to the right, you see my heart enamel dots that I have, or enamel hearts, enamel dots. And I'm going to use that to put on the center ice cream tub. The other two, I'm using, I think the heart. Yeah, I think the heart is in that same stamp set. But I'm using the heart and using Lawn Fawn ink, Wild Rose, I believe that was. So right before I added that enamel heart onto my project, I decided to add my double-sided foam tape first and adhere that to the card base. So I cut out pieces of my double-sided foam tape, added to the back of this card layer, and then I adhere that to the card base. Then I move forward with adding my enamel dot. So I'm looking at my card so far and I like the way it turned out. It's turning out. So next I'm going to add Nouveau drops, clear Nouveau drops. I'm going to put it over the different colors. And if I had to do this over again, I would save this as one of my final steps because I still hadn't put on the sentiment yet. And there's always the potential of sticking your finger or your knuckle or your arm into those Nouveau drops before they dry. So save the Nouveau drops as a last step. I would dare say the same for Winkostella. So for your embellishments, it's probably best to save that as a last step, opposed to doing it the way I'm illustrating in this video. So I'm not showing you best practice. So we're finally at the sentiment where I am stamping the sentiment onto a black card strip, a strip of black cardstock, however you say it. And I'm adding the sentiment using Versamark ink to add the watermark, and then I apply white embossing powder. I heat that up off camera. I'm not sure why I didn't include it as part of the video, but nevertheless, you'll see me apply the embossing powder. I wipe away the excess, and then the next step you'll see me just cutting a little banner on the card sentiment itself, and then I'll adhere that to the card panel. So that's the card. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate your visit. I'm going to share more pictures of the card with you now. There'll be additional pictures in my coordinating blog post, so look for the link in the description of this video. Thank you again for stopping by. I hope I gave you some card inspiration. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I always appreciate that. Thank you again for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.